GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
Get up to 10% instant cashback offer on Vivo V30e. Pre-book now.
What really hit me after a point was keeping it away from my mother. क्योंकि एक इंसान को मैं खो चुका था और दूसरा जो था वो पूरी तरह से कोलैप्स हो चुका था. For the last 3 years we were not in touch and it was his decision to go away for the longest of time. And now when I lose my father, I haven't had a word with him for 3 years. He's not seen my son. And that evening I came back from the meeting and 4 o'clock in the evening, I got a call from Talegaon from a house owner where my father was staying. And she said that your father's not opening the door. So you need to come. I went out to the terrace to just vent out. And there came a thing where, should I just end it? Should I just end this? Because this is unbearable. And suddenly this thought comes that, oh my God, I have this kid who's 5 years old. And he has a father. And he looks up and he dotes on his father. A time from my 5th standard till 8th standard, those were the 3 years when every alternate day I used to be sent back home from school. Because of severe acidity, I used to have like, फट जाएगा मेरा सिर इतने गंदे headaches. This was a sign. Do you have a traumatic past? Were you in a position of not having any power or control over your life? And you were just the helpless witness where you just have to hide under the bed and witness what is happening and you can't do anything about it.
Do you know what's the most overlooked emotion among humans? I think grief and the process to deal with it. Especially if you're a man, it's not just overlooked, it's not even considered. Today I am with somebody who's dealt with it in the last 7 months and is raring to go. Gashmeer Mahajani joins me for a conversation only on Galata India. Thank you so much for doing this. I do feel that it's an emotion that people, मतलब बहुत लोग बात नहीं कर पाते या फिर बात कर ये डर से नहीं कर पाते कि यार लोग क्या कहेंगे, लोग क्या सोचेंगे. You are always taught, in India especially, you're taught that men can't cry, men can't emote that way. Tears are a woman's property. You know, we are conditioned that way. And I'm glad that you are one person who came out, spoke about what you dealt with, because it was a very difficult time for you. In the beginning, was it difficult for you to deal with everything that was coming at you, Gashmeer? I'm going to start off with that because वहाँ पे आपको अपना पर्सनल बैटल भी एक इंटरनल बैटल डील करना पड़ रहा था विद अ सेंस ऑफ लॉस, और वहाँ पे बाकी लोगों का कमेंट्स एंड जजमेंट. Was it difficult for you internally?
देखिए, first I'll come to the point कि when that happened, I was not at all responding to anybody because the first thing is that एक होता है कि till the 13th day you have to go through a lot of rituals as a son. And my father was extremely, वो धार्मिक थे बहुत. तो इसलिए it was very important कि मैं वो सारे rituals पहले ख़त्म करूँ. उसके साथ what really hit me after a point was keeping it away from my mother. क्योंकि एक इंसान को मैं खो चुका था और दूसरा जो था वो पूरी तरह से कोलैप्स हो चुका था. और मैं उसको थोड़े दिनों के लिए रख सकता हूँ, लेकिन फ़ोन से मैं उसको बहुत टाइम के लिए दूर भी नहीं रख सकता. बाकी रिलेटिव्स वगैरह उससे कांटेक्ट कर रहे थे, तो वो सोशल मीडिया पे जाएगी और पढ़ेगी, और वो कहीं ना कहीं उस पे प्ले हो रहा था और वो रिकवरी नहीं कर पा रही थी उसकी वजह से, बिकॉज शी वॉज कंटिन्यूसली प्यूकिंग. शी हैड सीवियर डायरिया. शी wasn't able to take any food inside and she was not able to stand only. For 2 months, I'm saying, for 2 months, I've lived in Lilavati, Kokilabhan Hospital in Mumbai with her. Like, we used to go in, get her better in a week's time, get discharged, and within a week we are back in again. ऐसे 2 महीने निकाले. So I was so preoccupied with that कि एक इंसान तो गया मेरा, अब दूसरे को तो मैं बचा लूँ, उसको मैं वहाँ से वापस लेकर आऊँ और उसको अपने पैरों पे खड़ा करूँ. और and you don't have the liberty to show that something is stirring up inside you. Because अगर मैं ही सर पकड़ के ऐसी सिचुएशन में बैठ गया तो वो मेरी माँ है, वो 75 साल की है, वो अगर मुझे भी, बेटे को भी ऐसे देखेगी तो उस पर मतलब then it is end of all. So that was very important that I keep calm at that time and I keep my emotions to myself. I do not, showcase them to the world or to anybody in person as well. तो वहाँ से उनको मैं बाहर लेके आया. दूसरी चीज़, I lost my father. For the last 3 years we were not in touch and it was his decision to go away for the longest of time. And now when I lose my father, I haven't had a word with him for 3 years. He's not seen my son. He saw my son at his birth, and after that my son is 5 years old. But he never, I couldn't get in touch with him to get my son introduced to him. To make him spend some time with him, though I tried my level best, but after a point, even my phone was blocked. So I couldn't reach out to him. Now I don't want to get into the nitty-gritties of it because I've spoken about it in the past. So, when you ask me that whether you were getting affected by people trolling me, by saying things about me on social media, and there was like dirt cheap criticism, like जो आप पढ़ भी नहीं पाओगे, ऐसे तरीके का आपके पिताजी के बारे में, आपकी माँ के बारे में, आपके बारे में, और ये ऐसे लोग हैं जो कुछ जानते भी नहीं है हमारे बारे में, बिल्कुल भी नहीं जानते इनफैक्ट। तो इससे आप सोचो कि मैं हमेशा लोगों से कहता था कि यार मेरा जो अंदर का दुख चल रहा है, मेरा जो अंदर जो एक तूफान उठा हुआ है जिसको मैं दबा रहा हूँ, वो इस मैग्नीट्यूड का है कि ये फेसलेस लोग ट्विटर, इंस्टाग्राम और फेसबुक पे आके जो कुछ भी बोल रहे हैं, आपको लगता है कि वो मेरे लिए कोई मायने भी रखेंगे? It won't make any difference to me. It is so small in comparison to what is going on inside, within, that why are you even asking me? Like, I'm not saying this to you right now, but to anybody, why are you even asking me whether you're getting affected by that or not? Because that is not even in my periphery of thought. It's just away, because it's like, who are they? It's not going to matter. Whatever slander they come up with is not going to matter to me right now, because what I'm going through is of a way huge magnitude in comparison to that. So after a while, or even today, it doesn't matter. Only maybe after 2 months, one of my reporter friends, he got in touch with me, and we did a YouTube podcast with him, Mitra Mane karke Marathi mein, with Soumitra. So Soumitra was one whom I had very in a time after a month or so, he had also tweeted after my father passed away, and I sensed a certain amount of opinion in that tweet. So Soumitra, being a very good friend of mine, I'd called him that night, and Soumitra has confessed that in that podcast, and I called him up that night, and I just went bonkers over. Till then, I hadn't spoken a word to anybody, but I made a call to him, and I was seeing people from my industry going on news channels and talking about my father's death and how actors should make their future secure and everything, and putting my father's photograph out there, whereas there was no truth in it at all. And I'm like, why the hell are they even talking about my father? They belong to my industry. They are peers. They are writers. They are directors. They are producers. They've not even spoken to me once कि कश्मीर हुआ क्या था. एक बार पूछ तो लेते यार, एक बार बात तो कर ले. आप नेशनल टेलीविजन पे जा रहे हो और बात कर रहे हो सीधा इस बारे में, किसी और के पिताजी के बारे में, किसी और भी नहीं, अपनी इंडस्ट्री के एक दोस्त के पिताजी के बारे में. तो जब सौमित्र ने ट्वीट किया ना, तो तब मेरा ना जो संयम का जो बांध था वो कहीं पर टूट गया, और मैंने उसको फोन किया और मैंने उसको बहुत भला बुरा और बहुत खरी खोटी सुनाई उस रात को. तो ही गॉट अ लिटिल डिफेंसिव, और तो यहाँ पे मैं थोड़ा सा अफेक्ट हुआ. बाकी आप जनरल पब्लिक का छोड़ दो, मैं नहीं अफेक्ट हुआ, पर उसको मैंने सिर्फ एक चीज बोली कि यार तू मेरा दोस्त है, मेरी कोई फिल्म आती है, तू मुझसे बात करता है, मैं घंटों तक तेरे से बात करता हूँ, कैसी फिल्म है, क्या है, मेरा वेब शो आ रहा है, मेरा कोई टीवी शो आ रहा है, मैं तुझसे बात करता हूँ. मेरी जिंदगी की इतनी पर्सनल बड़ी चीज हो गई है, तूने ट्वीट करने से पहले एक बार नहीं सोचा कि मुझसे बात कर ले. True. उसके बाद तेरा जो ओपिनियन है तू रख दे वो सराखों पर. उसके बाद मैं कभी डिबेट नहीं करूंगा. उसके बाद अगर तुझे मैं गलत भी लगा तो मेरे बारे में गलत लिख, मुझे कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. बट बाकी ये जो लोग कहीं पे किसी छोटे गांव में बैठ के ट्वीट कर रहे हैं, कमेंट कर रहे हैं, गंदी गंदी कमेंट्स डाल रहे हैं, किसी दूसरे शहर में बैठ के डाल रहे हैं, जो मुझे जानते भी नहीं है, जो मुझे जिनके पास मेरा एक्सेस भी नहीं है, जो कॉल करके मुझे पूछ नहीं सकते क्या हुआ है, वो कुछ भी बोले मुझे कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. यू हैड एक्सेस टू मी, यू कुड हैव पिक्ड अप द फोन एंड आस्क्ड मी वंस. उसके बाद तुझे जो चाहिए वो छाप दे, आई विल स्टिल बी अ फ्रेंड टू यू. सो उसके बाद ना उसको थोड़ा सा, एंड ही इज अ वेरी जेन्युइन एंड अ वेरी नाइस गाय, और उसने ऐसा कुछ बुरा भी नहीं लिखा था. आई मीन देयर वाज नथिंग दैट वुड कॉज स्लैंडर टू मी, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं. आई मीन दैट्स बिग ऑफ सौमित्र that he understood what state of mind I might be in. And till then I hadn't opened up to anybody, so it was kind of, I considered him to be a good friend of mine. So he was the first person I opened up and I started bombarding. So then within a week's time he called me and he said, I want to do a podcast. I'm sorry, it's a new channel of mine and I want to do a podcast about this because I feel that I should have, that one line hit me a lot. No matter whether I agree with the rest of the things that you're saying or not, but तूने जो एक चीज बोली कि तूने मुझे कॉल करना चाहिए था और वो मैंने नहीं किया, and I accept my fault. So that was very big of him, and then we did a podcast, and that is why for the first time I spoke in front of media. Otherwise मैं कभी बात भी नहीं करता ज़्यादा, क्योंकि recently my mother also we got her autobiography out in the market, चौथा अंक करके, which is called The Fourth Act. So that the first 3 editions of that book have sold out, and people have started, like the Marathi audience has started reading it on a very big scale. So उसमें वो अपनी मतलब पूरे लाइफ की जर्नी उसने रखी हुई है, तो मुझे कुछ बात करने की जरूरत थी नहीं, पर एक सौमित्र के साथ मैंने पॉडकास्ट किया था जिसमें हमने डिटेल में बहुत सारी चीज़ों के बारे में बात किया, और उसके बाद आई थिंक द ऑडियंस परसेप्शन immediately overnight changed because that interview went viral and then kind of people realized.
Yeah, I think people were not even like, because you didn't speak, and I feel people didn't even give you a chance to put your side of the story in the beginning, and that's what happens normally ना आजकल यही होता है कि हम लोग बहुत easily judge कर लेते हैं और एक judgment तक पहुंच भी जाते हैं. हम शायद हमको सर पैर कुछ पता नहीं होता, बट एक कंक्लूजन जरूर पता होता है, बिकॉज द कॉन्सिक्वेंसेज ऑलरेडी हैपेंड, सो वी हैव जस्ट कम टू अ कंक्लूजन, एंड दिस हैपेंड विद एवरीबडी, यू नो. एंड आई वांट टू नो, इज देयर अ सेंस ऑफ रिग्रेट? जैसे आपने बोला कि आपके पापा ने आपके बेटे को देखा तक नहीं है और वो बड़ा हो रहा है, राइट? इज देयर अ सेंस ऑफ रिग्रेट? वो क्या होता है ना, आपकी गलती हो ना हो, जब आप किसी को खो देते हो और उनसे उनका लास्ट जो कॉन्वर्सेशन होता है या लास्ट जो चीज़ें होती है वो ज़्यादा दिमाग में रह जाती है. मेरी माँ हमेशा बोलती है कि नेवर let anybody leave home with a bad, like, you know, after you behave badly with them, because then you never know, you never know, and it's a sense of guilt that can kill you from inside. और as an actor ना लोग ये देखते भी नहीं है, समझते भी नहीं है. You have dealt with it in the beginning. Did you feel a sense of guilt or a regret that जो भी reasons होते 3 साल तक आप लोगों की बात ही नहीं हुई?
I will always there are many things, the inner dynamics between me and my father, I will always have a sense of regret. I will always feel that I could have done things some other way, and there are many options that stand in front of me, and I will be living with that damage. Recently in an interview somebody asked me that, have you recovered? And I was like, how do you recover from this?
Yeah.
You can move on. You can start living your life again in a new way with a new vision, but you cannot recover. That damage is always going to stay. That regret is always going to stay. So that is like, you can't change that. It's going to be with me for the rest of my life. It's going to be with my mother for however long she lives now. It's always going to be. वो है. लेकिन अगर आप बोलो कि गिल्ट, मतलब कई सारे लोग जब भी ट्रोल करने लगे, तो मेरा एक बहुत करीबी दोस्त है, डायरेक्टर है, मराठी का बहुत बड़ा डायरेक्टर है, प्रवीण तड़े करके, उसने पहले आके मुझे बोला, दादा गिल्ट मत ले, सब लोग ऐसा बोल रहे हैं. मैंने बोला कि यार वो लोग बोलने से तो गिल्ट बिल्कुल नहीं आएगा, जो मुझे जानते ही नहीं है उनके बोलने से मुझे बिल्कुल गिल्ट नहीं आएगा. मेरे जो रिग्रेट्स है वो मेरे जिंदगी भर रहेंगे, हमेशा रहेंगे, और उससे मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, तो मैं अपनी जिंदगी को बेहतर बनाने का एक ये ले सकता हूँ, एक सीख ले सकता हूँ उससे, कि जो चीजें पीछे, man does not learn from history, and that's why history repeats itself. So I can only learn when I'm raising my child as a father, that what are the things that I have to take care of which weren't taken care of maybe in the past. तो वो अगर मैं संभाल पाऊँ, तो वो इसलिए वो रिग्रेट हमेशा रहना चाहिए. आपने कोई चीज़ भूलनी नहीं चाहिए कभी. बोलते हैं कि भूल जाओ, जिंदगी जीना शुरू करो. हाँ, जिंदगी तो जिएंगे 100%, लेकिन उसको अगर और बेहतर बनाना है तो भूलो मत कभी कोई चीज़, उसे हमेशा याद रखो, क्योंकि वो रिग्रेट्स, वो गलतियां आपको अपनी आगे की जिंदगी सुधारने में आपकी मदद करेंगी. और जहां तक लोगों का सवाल है, वहां पे तो मैं हमेशा कहता हूं कि अच्छे ने अच्छा और बुरे ने बुरा जाना मुझे, जिसकी जितनी जरूरत थी उसने उतना ही पहचाना मुझे. ऐसा नहीं कि मुझ में कोई ऐब नहीं है, लेकिन सच कहता हूं मुझ में कोई फरेब नहीं है. सो दैट्स द होल स्टोरी, कि वो लोगों का आप छोड़ दो, क्योंकि उनकी जितनी जरूरत होगी वो उतना ही पहचानेंगे आपको हमेशा. और ऐब है, ऐसा नहीं है, पर फरेब नहीं होना चाहिए. So that is the whole idea behind it.
It's beautifully said that, पता है, suffering शायद reduce हो जाए, grief का especially, grief के बाद suffering शायद आस्ते आस्ते reduce हो जाए, पर वो pain कभी जाता ही नहीं.
कभी नहीं जाता.
वो pain एक ऐसी चीज़ है जो आप, because it is such an irreversible incident in life, जो कभी बदलेगी ही नहीं. और मेरे को ना कभी होता है कि if my like I'm extremely close to my parents, like we were speaking, right? तो कभी क्या होता है, मेरे को ना कोई अगर कुछ बोल देता है कि मेरे उनके फैमिली के साथ कुछ नॉर्मली इमरजेंसी भी हो जाती है, मेडिकल इमरजेंसी, मुझे बहुत आई गेट वेरी राइल्ड अप, एंड बिकॉज आई हैव सीन माय फादर लाइक रियली डील विद हेल्थ इश्यूज. सो आई वाज 6 years old व्हेन ही हैड हिज फर्स्ट हार्ट अटैक. और क्या होता है ना कि व्हेन यू ग्रो अप यू लिव इन अ स्टेट ऑफ फियर फॉर द लॉन्गेस्ट टाइम. मेरे पापा को कभी भी अगर एसिडिटी भी होता है तो मैं बहुत हाइपर हो जाता हूँ. हाँ, और मैं हमेशा से ऐसा था, हमेशा से. तो मुझे ना दूसरों के लिए भी ये फील होता है, और मुझे हमेशा लगता है कि यार आप कैसे ही किसी को बोल सकते हो कि सब ठीक हो जाएगा, एवरीथिंग विल काम डाउन इन सम टाइम, वक्त दो, सब कुछ. कभी नहीं हो पाएगा.
करेक्ट.
वो कभी नहीं होगा. मुझे सिर्फ ये जानना है कश्मीर की, दैट टाइम जब ये सब हो रहा था, तब एक साइड पे आपकी मम्मी भी डील कर रही थी विथ हेल्थ इश्यूज. हाउ डिड यू ब्रेक द न्यूज टू हर? वाज इट डिफिकल्ट? मतलब how did the news come to all of you? Was it to her? Was it to you? How did
It came to me. It was, I feel, I was in Mumbai. My father had blocked me when I'd sent him. मेरा बेटा जब 6 महीने का 1 साल का हो गया था, तो थोड़ा थोड़ा चलना पकड़ पकड़ के शुरू कर दिया था उसने, एक स्टैंड को, वॉकर को वगैरह वगैरह. So I'd sent him his photographs and his videos on WhatsApp. And मुझे लगा कि ये देखकर शायद पिघल जाएंगे कि यार मेरा पोता बढ़ रहा है, तो बेटे से चाहे कोई मतलब खफा हो, कुछ भी हो, लेकिन पोते के लिए तो मैंने उनको मैसेज किया था लंबा चौड़ा कि आप उसको, आपके ब्लेसिंग्स की जरूरत है, तो एक बार आप उससे मिल लो, तो मैं आप जहां हो वहां लेकर आता हूँ उसे. तो उसके बाद उन्होंने मेरा फोन ब्लॉक कर दिया, अगले मैसेजेस पहुंच ही नहीं पाए उन तक, और वो दैट वाज द लास्ट कॉन्वर्सेशन आई हैड विद माय फादर. After that, I was just doing a show for Colors, and I ended that show. Like I took an exit from the show, and after that, then my mother was not well at all. So उसको 1 महीना I had got her back on her feet. पूरा बॉम्बे में उसको शिफ्ट करवाया, उसको बोला पूना के डॉक्टर्स वगैरह छोड़ दो, यहाँ पे नया ट्रीटमेंट शुरू कर लो. And she was fit and fine. And suddenly one day there was a smell of मतलब मांस का स्मेल था, जो ऐसा रखा हुआ, मतलब मांस होता है ना, सड़े हुए मांस का स्मेल, जो यूजुअली अगर कोई, इफ देयर इज अ डेड रैट इन योर हाउस या ऐसा कुछ होता है, चूहा मरा पड़ा होता है या चिपकली मरी पड़ी होती है कुछ दिनों के लिए, तो एक स्मेल आने शुरू होते हैं. तो वो स्मेल हमारे वार्डरोब से आ रहा था. सो आई टोल्ड माई वाइफ कि यार ये स्मेल आ रहा है, तो आप कुछ करो, ढूंढते हैं हम लोग. तो हमने बहुत ढूंढा, कहीं पे कुछ, मुझे लगा कि देयर इज अ डेड रैट कहीं पे पड़ी हुई, तो नहीं मिली कुछ भी. उसके बाद फिर हमने छोड़ दिया उसको, सब कुछ ठीक हुआ. देन next afternoon my mother started puking again out of nowhere. She was having home cooked meals and everything. She started puking again. So I was just looking at the ceiling and I was like, what the hell is wrong? I mean, she's like, all her tests are fine, the doctor's saying everything is fine, she's not eating outside food, all the right kind of diet is being followed, all the medicines are being taken, and she's just puking out everything now, and she again fell down. And I'm like, what do I do? So I called the doctor. So doctor also said कि उनको ये पिल अभी इमरजेंसी के लिए दे दो, 1 दिन के लिए देखो, शायद 1 दिन का कुछ रिएक्शन या एलर्जिक कुछ हुआ होगा, कल तक ठीक नहीं लगा तो वापस हॉस्पिटल लेके आओ. So like, okay. So irritated again कि what is happening now, because I can't help her and I can see her suffering out of nowhere. Then in the evening again I'm in the room and there is still that smell coming out. I'm like telling Gauri कि यार there is this smell coming, we have to do something about it. तो वहाँ पे पड़े हुए थे कपड़े, थे मेरे जिम के वगैरह जो निकाले हुए कपड़े थे, पर जिम के कपड़ों को इतना गंदा तो स्मेल आता है नहीं, पर फिर भी आई वाज लाइक कि इसकी वजह से हो रहा होगा, तो उसको उठा के मैं वॉशिंग मशीन में मैंने डाल दिया. नेक्स्ट मॉर्निंग आई टुक माय मदर टू द डॉक्टर. द डॉक्टर इज आल्सो ब्लैंकली लुकिंग एट हर एंड ही इज टेलिंग मी दैट आई डोंट नो व्हाट टू डू. He said, I don't know what to do. She's absolutely fine, but she's just puking whatever she consumes. And he said, take her home. I'll give you some antibiotics. Let her take rest for 2 days. Otherwise, then we have to get her admitted. So I said, okay. Got her back home. I was leaving for a meeting. Again, Gauri said कि वो medicines वगैरह mom के कुछ लाने वगैरह. So I got really irritated on her and I said कि यार वो medicines मैं देख लूँगा mom का. तुम पहले वो गंदे smell का कुछ करो. At that time, she just got irritated and she said back to me कि कौन सा smell? That's when I realized that I was the only one who was smelling it in the wardrobe. And that evening, I came back from the meeting and 4 o'clock in the evening, I got a call from Talegaon from a house owner where my father was staying. And she said that your father's not opening the door. So you need to come. I was like, but he's not opening the door. Matlab, he must, it's afternoon, it's 4 o'clock in the evening. He sometimes sleeps, he's got deep sleep.
Yeah.
So you wait till the evening, maybe in the evening he'll open the door. And we started calling, but our numbers were blocked again, so couldn't get through to him. So I was like, wait till the evening, just he might open. So she's like, no, but everybody's panicking. I said, but a person might be sleeping, he's an old man, he might be sleeping in the afternoon. Why is everybody panicking about it? Then I told 2 of my friends from Pune कि आप जाके देखो वहाँ पे, मैं बम्बई से निकलना शुरू कर देता हूँ, मतलब if at all there is something, नहीं तो वहाँ पे जाके पहले देखो कोई इमरजेंसी है क्या, उनको पहले एडमिट करवाओ, अगर कोई इमरजेंसी है, हेल्थ इशू है, कुछ भी. Why is everybody panicking? Go there. By the time my friends reached there, 1 घंटा गया. 1 घंटे के बाद मेरे दोस्त ने फोन किया मुझे वहां से और वो बोला, कश्मीर तुम एक काम करो, यहाँ पे पुलिस आ गई है बाहर और ना डैड अंदर है, 2 दिन से दरवाजा नहीं खोला है शायद उन्होंने, और अंदर से गंदी स्मेल आ रही है, तो तुम निकल लो वहां से. तो मैंने उसको फ़ोन पुलिस को देने को बोला. मैंने पुलिस से बात कर ली कि मेरे भाई जैसे ही है, आप दरवाजा खोल के आप शुरू करो, मैं निकल रहा हूँ बॉम्बे से. That is when I realized what this smell was. So there is something cosmic sometimes you feel.
Yeah.
So these are the indications that you get. But I also do believe that, the dead never give you any indications. It's always the living who imagine it.
Yeah.
हर इंसान के लिए ना उसकी परछाई उसका सबसे बड़ा डर होता है. मेरी परछाई जो वहां पे रह रही थी वो मेरा सबसे बड़ा डर था. हमेशा मन में था 3 साल क्या कर रहे होंगे, फोन नहीं उठाते, ब्लॉक कर दिया है. पर ऐसे ही थे जब से मैं 15 साल का था तब से वैसे ही थे. निकल जाते थे 6-6 महीने आते ही नहीं थे, अलग रहते थे. ये था. तो कहीं कहीं वो एक डर था कि भाई भगवान ख्याल रखे उनका. तो ये जो आपकी परछाई आपका कभी कभी डर बन जाती है ना, उससे आप समझने लगते हो कि उससे फिर आप ये इंडिकेशंस समझने लगते हो, यू नो. सो I don't know. It's getting very cosmic and everything, but it's that kind. So है अब हमारी परछाई हमारे सबसे बड़ा डर है और हमारा बीता हुआ कल एक लंबा उदास गाना है. और
But you know your mom was there with you. तब तो आपकी मम्मी आपके पास थी, उनकी तबीयत भी खराब थी. तो how did you break the news? And
so I went to Pune and my friend again Praveen Tarde, he called me on the way to Pune and he said कि रिपोर्टर्स, क्योंकि वहाँ पे पंचनामा हो गया, वहाँ पे बॉडी डिस्कवर हुई और पंचनामा हुआ. पंचनामा के बाद रिपोर्टर्स, क्राइम रिपोर्टर्स को पहले जाती है न्यूज़ कि ऐसी ऐसी डेथ हो गई है. सो रिपोर्टर्स हैड स्टार्टेड कॉलिंग मी एंड प्रवीण तरडे कॉल्ड मी. ही सेड कि अभी ना ऑनलाइन न्यूज़ में आना शुरू हो गया है, सो मॉम से उसका फ़ोन निकाल लो तुम. तो मैंने गौरी को कॉल किया, मैंने उसको बोला फ़ोन मत निकाल. उससे फ़ोन निकालेगी ना तो वो झटपटा उठेगी, उसका होगा क्या हुआ क्या हुआ क्या हुआ. तो उसको बोल मुझे आपके फ़ोन से कोई काम करना है, मेरी रेंज नहीं है, आप दे दो और सिम निकाल ले और वापस दे दे हाथ में. वो चलेगा नहीं तो उसको लगेगा, और फिर उसको बोल दे रेंज नेटवर्क डाउन है वो. तो बट लेट द फोन बी इन हर हैंड, डोंट take the phone from her, otherwise it will be difficult. Then I went to Pune at night. I reached at around 1 o'clock. We claimed the body and everything, and then next we took him for the cremation process and everything. And next morning, Gauri told her that Kashmir is suddenly shooting in Pune, so his shoot is getting extended. So he said कि आप लोग बम्बई में रहने से ज़्यादा आप भी पुणे में आ जाओ, एक 3-4 दिन की यहीं पे छुट्टी मनाते हैं और वापस चले जाते हैं. और तब पूना में फिर मेरी बुआ, मतलब मेरे डैड की जो एल्डर सिस्टर है, सगी बहन, उसके घर पे उसके फ्रेंड्स को बुलाया. मैं तो हॉस्पिटल और वहाँ पे ही पूरा घूम रहा था कॉर्पोरेशन में, और वहाँ पे उन फ्रेंड्स के साथ दे ब्रोक द न्यूज़ टू हर इन पूना. सो वो पूना में भी आते समय मेरे बेटे के साथ मजे करते हुए वगैरह आ रही थी. बुआ के घर पहुंची, वहाँ पे सारे फ्रेंड्स थे, तो वो मजाक में उनसे बोली कि अरे ये क्या तुम सब लोग यहाँ पे मेरी आरती उतारने के लिए बैठे हो क्या, व्हाट अ सरप्राइज, क्या होने वाला है वगैरह वगैरह. एंड देन बातों बातों में उसको उन लोगों ने ओपन अप किया.
how did she react?
She took it very strongly for the first 3 days. She was surprisingly very strong. She just collapsed 2 days back and थोड़ा recover कर रही थी, but surprisingly she stood her ground. She cried a lot obviously, but she stood her ground. वो आई, वो क्रेमेशन प्रोसेस उसने अटेंड किया, उसके बाद 2 दिन वो थी वहाँ पे और लोग आ रहे थे मिलने, उसके बहुत नज़दीकी बहुत करीबी लोग जो थे वो आ रहे थे. She stood well. 3-4 दिन के बाद she collapsed. And then it was a lengthy process of 6 months for recovery.
जब आप बोलते हो कि उसके बाद 6 महीने उनको रिकवर करने में लग गए, जब हमारे फैमिली मेम्बर कुछ चीज़ों से गुजरते हैं तो उनके साथ साथ हम भी गुजरते हैं. जैसे कि मेरे साथ अगर कुछ होगा तो मेरी मम्मी पापा मेरे भाई सब है उसी चीज़ में गुजरते हैं एक साथ. एंड हेल्थ इशू ऐसी होती है जहाँ पे द एंटायर फैमिली कम्स टुगेदर. आपने एक ब्रेक भी लिया टू मेक श्योर दैट योर मदर इज़ वेल. हाउ डिफिकल्ट वेर दो 6 months? मतलब बिकॉज एक तो होता है कि आप ज़्यादा दिखा भी नहीं पाओगे कि आप भी टूट रहे हो, और उसके ऊपर आपको हैंडल करना था, जैसे आपने कहा कि यू हैड लॉस्ट अ पेरेंट एंड यू डिडंट वांट टू लूज अनदर वन. इन दो 6 months वेर देयर मोमेंट्स जहाँ पे आपको बहुत हेल्पलेस, बहुत होपलेस लगा?
There are moments. I find it very difficult to reveal it. I mean, there are, like, you reach a stage where, I remember 2 weeks after the whole thing happened and my mom had collapsed, and one night we were just chatting and she was sleeping in the bed and talking, and हम में कुछ, she was irritated, I was irritated, और हम में कुछ छोटी सी चीज़ पे अनबन हुई और बहुत गुस्सा आया. There have been moments where, you feel like ending your life also. And I would have if my little boy wouldn't have been sleeping in the room next to us. I went out to the terrace to just vent out, and there came a thing where should I just end it? Should I just end this? Because this is unbearable. And suddenly this thought comes that, oh my God, I have this kid who's 5 years old. And he has a father. And he looks up, he dotes on his father. And it's my responsibility. I brought him into this world. I don't believe that we bring them into the world, but they come through us. Yeah. So till they are, up and there, it's your job to nurture them, responsibility to nurture them. So that such kind of thoughts have crossed my mind. I mean, this is the first time I'm speaking about it. but yes, to end your life and this and that, because it sometimes gets too much. It just is impossible to handle sometimes personally, and you can't speak about, जैसे आपने सही बोला. So 6 months were tough, but I think I was zoned out during that time, and I don't say कि oh my god I was so strong ये वो वगैरह, but I do believe that it opened up a lot of perspectives for me about people around me also.
Yeah.
The way you look at life, the way people behave with you at certain points. There were like tremendous amount of people who were standing by me also, a lot of people, but certain times you realize that somebody because there's a lot of trolling and a lot of negative it all changed after Saumitra's interview, by the way. The same guy that had bombarded the perception changed because that was the first time I spoke. But before that, when there was only negative sentiment, there I could see a few people rejecting, maybe somebody trying to develop a project, rejecting a project, giving reasons that are absolutely unacceptable. Like you can't accept that this could be a reason for rejecting a project.
Basically, they didn't want to cast you.
Not cast me. The casting was done. But somebody else who's been approached to be cast opposite me, yeah, to work with me, you know, collaborate on the project. They were refusing the project to the producer or the director. Considering, you know, now I can't say that because nobody says it on your face कि यार नहीं अभी थोड़ा सा दूर रहते हैं इससे. But the reasons that were given were like, this can't be a reason to reject a project. So then what other reason do you make of it?
What was the reason given?
Many. I don't see myself doing something like this and that and all that, but it was like an impeccable script. It was something that the character that person has been approached for, the character is the strongest character in the script, even stronger than my character, though I am also the protagonist of the film. But still, so then you realize that where is this coming from? It could be coming from a certain space. After Saumitra's interview, one of my friends called me. And he had stood by me all the time. But he suddenly ना, out of nowhere, ये आपको चीजें समझ में आती है. I mean, उसमें कुछ गलत नहीं है. मैं इसको गलत बिल्कुल नहीं बोल रहा हूँ. पर उसने suddenly कहा कि अरे यार, क्या इंटरव्यू दिया है तूने? Oh my God, तू नीचे देख रहा है क्या? 10,000 कमेंट है, सारे के सारे पॉजिटिव. अब ये सारी औरतें, I am so relieved, ये सारी औरतें अपनी अगली पिक्चर देखने आएंगी. तो मुझे 2 मिनट, तो I was like happy for him कि चलो you are happy, it's fine. I didn't do it for that, but the fact that you feel that now these people, and you're relieved that now the negative has converted into positive, and these people will watch my film now whenever you make it with me. That means when there was negative sentiment, you were worried that nobody will come and watch his film or what. So these worries had started popping out around me, which I found a little, you know, कि ऐसा. I still feel that there's nothing wrong in being worried because there are a few crores invested in a film when it is being made.
But Gashmi, there's always love. Like this is a situation where I don't think कि कोई भी कोई judgment pass कर सकता है, कोई career के बारे में कुछ. It's an unforeseen situation. मतलब किसी ने ये plan नहीं करते, कोई जिंदगी में ये plan थोड़ी कर सकता है. और मुझे ये लगता है कि जो लोग उस moment पे आपके साथ नहीं होते तो वो कभी भी साथ नहीं हो पाएंगे. I want to know when was that moment where you let it out, because there was everything was bottling down. एक तो trolling, एक तो the sense of loss of losing your father, plus having to like constantly keep a firm stand because of your mom. When was the point where you felt like this is my breaking point? Did you have it or did you avoid it?
No, apart from I'll tell you what. अभी 2-3 चीजों पे मैं इस पर आऊँगा. Apart from those, the second week or the third week when I said that and this is like a genuine, I felt like ending my life. I felt like ending my life for that moment. And thankfully, my kid and my wife were there in Pune. Maybe if they were not in Pune, they were not in my sight, I don't know what step I would have taken at that. So that was the most vulnerable moment. And I get scared. I mean, I just get freaking scared sometimes thinking of that one night. That if I would have taken some other decision, what would have come off with my family?
To the family, yeah.
And it's scary because a person like me, thinking about that also scares me a lot.
Yeah.
So, apart from that, no breaking down as such, because there are things that I accept very easily. Secondly, I will come to a point जहाँ पे friends के बारे में भी हमने बात की. एक तो online trolls का आप छोड़ ही दो. उसके कोई मायने नहीं होते. ये जो मुझे बीच में कुछ fans ने मैसेज किया था इस चीज को लेके नहीं. उससे पहले भी मैं किसी चीज के लिए ट्रोल हो रहा था जब मैं हिंदी टीवी ज्यादा कर रहा था तभी मैंने कोई एक स्ट्रॉन्ग ओपिनियन रखा था तो बहुत ट्रोलिंग शुरू हो गई. तो मेरे एक फैन ने बोला कि आपकी इमेज खराब हो रही है, आपके करियर पे इसका असर होगा, आपने स्टेटमेंट किया. तो आई हैव ऑलवेज सेड कि भैया इनके बुरे कहने से ना तो मेरे करियर को कोई फर्क पड़ने वाला है, ना किसी के इस दुनिया में। अगर आप इस भ्रम में हो कि ट्विटर पे और इंस्टा पे कोई ट्रोल कर रहा है इसकी वजह से आपका करियर अफेक्ट होगा, तो ये भ्रम है। आपका अगर टैलेंट है, अगर आप हार्ड वर्किंग हो, इफ यू आर द मोस्ट हार्ड वर्किंग पर्सन इन द रूम, यू विल गेट वर्क। सक्सेस इज वेरी सब्जेक्टिव, वो छोड़ दो, तो वो मायने नहीं रखता। फ्रेंड्स के बारे में, स्टूड बाय मी अ लॉट ऑफ फ्रेंड्स, even the friend that I'm talking about, he did stand by me always, but I just told you about the fear. You start
fear.
understanding that so he had that fear. So it was, I've started reading people better now because of all of this. Thirdly, everybody asks me, how much did your family support, like your wife support you, your friends support you? First of all, I'll tell you one thing, it is not my friends or my wife's or my son's or my mother's responsibility to be there for me and to support me if I am in a mess. If I am in a mess, I have the moral and ethical responsibility towards myself to get out of it on my own.
That's true.
If as
They
a
can
human
only
being,
aid the process. That's what.
they can
But
be
it's on
there
you.
and everything.
Yeah.
I'm not at all, looking down on their support.
Absolutely, yeah, that's
But
why I said
me
they can only aid the
expecting
process.
कि ये अगर उस वक्त किसी का ये choice है कि वो मेरे साथ ना रहे या वो मेरे लिए कोई चार शब्द ना बोले, तो I respect it and still I'll be a friend to them and I will completely understand their side. That person who might have rejected the film just because I was, in a negative sentiment at that time, I have no grudges against that person. I just shared the experience because you asked me for the experience. But there is no judgment about the person. I completely respect that person's decision and it is not his or her job to support me and come forward for me. There were many friends at that time who told me कि कश्मीर अभी तू स्टेटमेंट मीडिया में नहीं कर रहा है. After my father passed away, within 5 days, like प्रवीण तरडे करके मेरा दोस्त है या ये वो जिनका मराठी मीडिया में बहुत होल्ड है, मतलब उनको मानते हैं लोग या उनका बहुत बड़ा फॉलोइंग भी है मराठी में. So we've done like whatever films Praveen and me have done together, they've minted like 20-25 crores at the box office in the Marathi sector. So he has a market value. So if he says something, people will listen. So I told him, no, it's not your job to talk. You don't have to talk for me. मुझे जो बात करनी है मैं बात को, it is my mess. It is something that has been bestowed upon me by my destiny. I have to get out of it. I do not expect. And at this time, if anybody is willing to stay away from me and saying कि मुझे इसमें नहीं, इस झमेले में नहीं पड़ना है भैया, इससे दूरी रहना better है, I completely respect that. It's not anybody's responsibility to take a stand for you. You are in a mess, you get out of it. Be a man, be a woman. Always remember, like, I'll not tell you always remember that, but I always keep that in mind. That is my motto in life.
You have worked for all, like from the time you were 16, 17, you've been
15,
working, 15,
yes.
you've been working on yourself and you've never taken a break. How difficult, although it was an emotional call, how difficult is it for you to take a professional break? Did it ever get to you as a professional artist that it was out of compulsion almost, and a choice which is based on compulsion that you had to take a break?
Yes. So what you just mentioned is ikigai actually. Yeah, the Japanese term ikigai. That is called a sense of purpose.
Yes.
In Japan, where there is a green zone, like a blue zone, where there is like people living to the age of 100 and 110.
Absolutely.
And healthily, that's because they have a sense of purpose. Every day they get up and they don't leave their occupation.
Absolutely.
Whether they are making money out of it or not, a little bit of money, but they have a sense of purpose.
Absolutely.
Which you're talking about your father. For me, if you ask, the compulsive break was only for 2 months. Like 7 महीने के बाद मैं शुरू कर रहा हूँ, तो 2 महीने के लिए मैं अपनी मॉम के साथ था, तभी it was almost a compulsive break and a choice also at the same time. After that, I wanted to start work. But क्या होता है ना, एक बैलेंस होता है जो बिगड़ जाता है, संतुलन बिगड़ जाता है आपके करियर का. आप सडनली एक ब्रेक हो गया, ये हो गया, सेंटिमेंट्स बदल रहे हैं, रोज कुछ अलग बोला जा रहा है, और ये माँ की तबीयत खराब है तो वहाँ पे भी वो अभी बिजी है, पता है नजदीकी लोग, तो वो फैलती जाती है हवा कि अरे यार वो तो अभी करेगा नहीं करेगा, तो कई सारे लोग आपको अप्रोच भी नहीं करते उस वक्त. 2 महीने के लिए मैं कर ही नहीं पाता. तो ये सब कुछ जुलाई में हुआ, तो अगस्त सितंबर तो आई कुडंट वर्क ओनली. September end तक my mom got back in her senses and she got back on her feet, and then I was like I have to now. So now the only thing that I have in my life right now, I want to engross myself 24 hours in work. Did you ask me earlier that how do you break down? Did you break down? I haven't broken down because I am working 24/7 and I don't want to break down. And maybe that is the fear that I might break down, is why I am continuously now working. 24/7 I work. I usually, for the last 2 months, I start my day at around 5 o'clock in the morning and I end my day at 1:30 to 2 in the night.
So you
It's
don't
all
have
the
any
work
time
that
left to
is,
think
there's
about
no
it.
time only to break down. ब्रेक डाउन के लिए टाइम ही नहीं रखा है, आप बस काम करते रहो. दूसरी चीज, ये काम मैं एंजॉय भी करता हूँ बहुत, तो इट्स अ गुड गेट अवे. थर्ड थिंग, आई विल ऑलवेज कैरी द डैमेज, एज यू सेड rightly, that the pain will always stay there. So do you want to manifest that pain into a positive output, or do you want to get depressed and end yourself in that way? Is a choice that you have. So if I am overtly busy right now just to not break down, then that pain is automatically going to get converted into something very positive in my work. Every scene that I do, every moment that I live on in front of the camera is with that pain. That pain does not go away.
Yeah.
If there is a betrayal happening with me in a particular scene, the pain is so in sync with my soul right now that the reactions needn't be, it's very easy for them to come of their own accord.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very important in acting that, you rehearse your lines, you rehearse to a level that you stop thinking about the line and your concentration level is at a peak at that time. And then you go into the scene. And after that, you don't think about the lines because you rehearse them so many times, 1,000 times, that you don't think about the lines. You just react and the lines will come of their own accord and the emotion will come of its own accord.
Yeah.
Don't try to cry, don't try to bring out emotion, don't put glycerin in your eyes, stuff like that. So this in sync pain that I have with me right now is going to help me in that work. It's because it's all going to come of its own accord. It's there. So why break down in my room, sitting in my room, putting my AC on, taking a bottle of beer besides me and then sitting and crying out loud? I might as well give a really amazing scene in front of the camera. People don't know whether I'm really crying or not. People don't know whether I'm really doing the scene or I'm just living my pain.
Has it happened on
It
this
does
project?
on and off. It does on and off. It does happen.
So
It's
a
not
let
just
out?
this one pain. There's been it's not like I'm the brand ambassador of pain. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. But all the experiences that have happened since my childhood, which might be traumatic experiences, be it certain amount of domestic violence that you might have faced, certain amount of financial crisis that you might have gone through, all of that has accumulated, and in some way or the other, in whatever work I've done in the past, be it even the TV show that I did on Star Plus, even for that show, certain emotional scenes or certain drunk scenes that I've done, if just go and watch it again, I always say watch the first 100 episodes of it and watch certain key scenes of it. Sometimes you will see the reality beyond what is being portrayed. The lines are not even the ones written by the writer. They've happened during the scene and it just works and you can see it again and again. So the medium doesn't matter. Does such things, I don't need only a film to do such things.
Yeah.
I did it on a TV set because that's the only platform that was available for me at that time. But the pain was there. So now there is only one addition of an additional traumatic experience to the earlier
Already
bag of
existing pain.
experiences that were there. So that is going to convert into work. After the first 2 months, there was an imbalance. I had selected a script to make a movie which I was going to produce. And I told the writer that you've written a fantastic script and let's start it and I will produce it now. I want to just work 24 hours. So I'm just going to dedicate all my time to this now. बाकी सब छोड़ दो. वो writer ने मेरे को script ही नहीं दिया. तो वो side में चला गया. He suddenly said, I need intellectual property rights or ये वो वगैरह. There was some issue and hassle and he's a new writer. He's still sitting at home only. And I'm like, यार बनाता है पर इसको नहीं देनी अब मैं क्या करूँ? नहीं देनी तो भैया नहीं. तो वो चला गया. उसके बाद मेरा एक शो शुरू होने वाला था. उसकी डेट्स मैंने दे दी थी. उसमें मुझे दूसरे प्लेटफॉर्म का वेब शो बहुत प्यारा, बहुत अच्छा ऐसा शो आया था जिसके लिए हमें मॉक शूट भी नहीं करना था. मुझे कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर और डायरेक्टर ने फोन किया था, बस 7 तारीख तुमको दे रहा हूँ, 7 तारीख से शुरू कर दे. है क्या तारीख? इतना. He was the protagonist and it was right up my alley. I just had to go and not even memorize the lines. It was just me. ऐसे टाइप का शो था. मैंने बोला नहीं, मेरा ये दूसरे शो की डेट्स है. वो शो फिर उन्होंने दूसरों के साथ कर दिया और फिर इनका शूटिंग पोस्टपोन हो गया. तो ऐसे वापस एंड देन द सेविंग्स आल्सो स्टार्ट डिप्लीटिंग ये वो वगैरह. सो ऐसा सब. तो उसमें देन आई सैट विद 3 other new writers and we are just about to lock the scripts for that. So I will finish my Hotstar show now by May. Then May I'll go abroad for another shoot and I'll come back after 40 days. And by the time I get back in June, July, we've already locked a script for a web show, Hindi web show and a Marathi film. So that pre-prod process will happen while I'm away. And when I come back, we'll start shooting that as well.
So you're shooting back to back.
Yes, I will shoot. I've always been shooting back to back.
That's what I said.
For the last
It's
7
difficult
years.
for somebody
Yeah.
who has been like that to take a break.
So, but getting the balance back getting both the sides on an even keel again, balancing them on an even keel, it took a couple of months after that, you know.
You've seen domestic violence, you're saying, but anybody who has spoken to your wife, to you, people who love you, who are your loved ones, they will always say that you are the warmest in the room. And I'm going to take the friend's name, Palak. She really loves you because she's always told me that he's the nicest man that you will ever meet. And to keep those experiences away and shape yourself this way is also a task. How difficult was it for you to deal with that? And when you look back at those days and you look back at your life now, like you said that I don't want to be the father to my child, I know the mistakes that I had and I don't want to have that kind of a relationship and problems with my own son. It's a lesson, right? And you've learned from your experiences. How difficult was it for you to deal with, or I don't know how old you were when you saw it, but how difficult was it for you to deal with it? Because it's traumatic for a child.
I don't know. I still remember. I mean, we can just speak about trauma openly now, because if you're asking a question, might as well be candid about it. So I still remember the episodes. जैसे मैंने अभी आपको उल्टी का बोला ना, मेरी mom का. A time from my 5th standard till 8th standard. Those were the 3 years when every alternate day I used to be sent back home from school. Because of severe acidity, I used to have like फट जाएगा मेरा सिर इतने गंदे headaches. No rhyme or reason. And then I used to puke और उसके बाद ही मेरा सर नॉर्मल पे आता था. ये एपिसोड्स 5th स्टैंडर्ड से 8th या 9th स्टैंडर्ड तक चलते रहे. यूज्ड टू बी मॉम को घर पे फोन आता था और बोलते थे कि हम उसको रिक्शा वाले काका के साथ उसको वापस घर भेज रहे बिकॉज ही इज लाइक वो फट रहा है उसका सर और फट जाता था. फॉर द लॉन्गेस्ट पीरियड ऑफ टाइम टिल आई वेंट ऑन टू बिकम 20 or 21. Till then my mom and myself have always thought कि इसको पित्त बोलते, पित्त हुआ है, एसिडिटी, सीवियर एसिडिटी की. और धूप में खेलने के बाद होता है, तो हम धूप में नहीं खेलना चाहिए. दोपहर की धूप में तू खेलता है बहुत, उसके बाद तेरा सर चढ़ जाता है और फिर तेरे को उल्टी होती है और फिर तुझे ठीक लगता है. Then I met a psychologist when I was 21 for some other reason, like she was into homeopathy and stuff like that, and she used to even have counseling sessions. So for homeopathy purposes, for my mother I met her. उसके लिए कुछ homeopathic treatment के लिए. And at that time, she was talking about certain episodes, and I casually, like we were chatting earlier before this interview. तो वैसे ही I usually sit and I start chatting with people. तो I told her यार मेरा भी ये बहुत होता था, and suddenly it stopped. So she was the first one to point it out. She was like, this is called a belief system that you have. Your body will always give you signs. This was a sign. Do you have a traumatic past? Were you in a position of not having any power or control over your life, and you were just the helpless witness where you just have to hide under the bed and witness what is happening and you can't do anything about it? Were you tormented by that? You were tormented by that basically, but were you in that situation? So then we started chatting. I opened up to her, yeah, this happens at house and this and all. So she said, that is what, what is puking? What is puking basically? It's not just indigestion. It does happen because of that as well, but just out of nowhere, randomly you're puking and your head's, bursting with, it's paining like hell, and then you start puking. Your body is just throwing those emotions out. Yeah. It's just throwing the trauma out.
I've also had those. Not because of this, but whenever I'm like really panicking about something, I just feel like puking.
Pukish. That is the basic thing. They even show it in cinema these days. That if any traumatic incident happens, what the
I feel nauseatic. I feel I can't eat. I can't drink. I feel very like I feel very unwell. I suddenly start feeling very unwell. If there's something really stressful or something like that has given me like, oh my God, what is gonna happen? Or is it gonna be all right? That kind of like, some kind of an emergency
anxiety.
Situation. Yeah, anxiety.
Yes. So if that situation is something that you cannot address, handle, or you don't feel that you're in a position of power to take control of it, the first thing is that trauma is thrown out by the body through puke. You puke out. You puke out the trauma. That was the whole thing. That is what she identified. And then by 21, 22, when I started, like I became an adult and I started paying an income tax and my financial system improved and like my financial situation improved and everything, the puking went away. तो क्या मतलब सिर्फ 5th स्टैंडर्ड से 10th स्टैंडर्ड तक ही आप एसिडिक थे, उसके बाद सडनली नॉन एसिडिक? ऐसा नहीं होता. So what happened is when she said how often does that happen now? I said it doesn't happen for the last 4 or 5 years since I've been 16, 17, it's not happening. She said, you started earning.
Yeah.
You've taken control of your life. You are in a position of power for yourself now.
Yeah.
You can take your decisions. You can stop things which are wrong from happening, at least in your own family and household.
Yeah.
Or maybe things are not happening the way they were happening because you've taken charge now. So now your body does not
Need to react.
react
Throw
or
away
throw
those
out because there's
emotions.
nothing inside now. So these are indications. These are so such things have always happened, and you have to kind of address them, and that's about it. Hey guys, this is Kashmir Mahajani, and you guys are watching me on Galata India.
GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
Get up to 10% instant cashback offer on Vivo V30e. Pre-book now.